15 days. I thought she was joking. She said he had gone through a terrible breakup and needed her help to heal. My heart dropped instantly. I couldn't believe those words came from the woman I had built my life with. She tried to reassure me, saying it was nothing more than kindness and compassion. But the thought of her choosing him over our marriage made me sick. I asked her if she realized how absurd this sounded. She looked at me with calm eyes and said, "You know I'll always come back. He just needs me for a short time." Her words weren't comforting. They felt like a knife. I reminded her that we were married, that her loyalty belonged to our home, not to her ex. But she insisted that I was overreacting. That night, I barely slept. I kept replaying her words in my head. 15 days with her ex, under the same roof, as if she was single again. I didn't want to believe it, but it felt like betrayal hiding under the excuse of compassion. I wondered what kind of man lets his wife go live with another man. I felt like I was being tested, pushed into a corner where dignity and heartbreak clashed. The next morning, she packed a small bag. My chest tightened as I watched her fold clothes casually, like she was going on a harmless trip. I asked her one last time if this was truly what she wanted to do. She nodded, kissed my cheek, and whispered, "It's just for him to get better." Then she left. Our daughter, Lily, had been watching quietly from the hallway. She was only 16 but old enough to understand what was happening. She came to me later that evening and asked, "Dad, are you okay?" I forced a smile, but she didn't buy it. "Why is Mom choosing him?" She whispered, her voice trembling. I hugged her tightly, trying to hide my own pain. For the next few days, the house felt unbearably empty. Lily tried to carry on as normal, but I could see the sadness in her eyes. She had always admired her mother, but now there was disappointment there too. On the 4th day, she made a decision I didn't expect. She called her mom and told her she wouldn't be speaking to her until she came back home for good. When my wife heard that, she was shaken. She called me angrily, asking why I had turned our daughter against her. I told her I hadn't said a word, that Lily had made her own choice. It wasn't me she had betrayed, it was her family. She went quiet for a while on the phone before hanging up. On the 7th day, Lily surprised me again. She asked if we could go out, just the two of us. We went to a diner, shared a meal, and she told me, "Dad, you don't deserve this. Mom should be here with us, not with him." Tears welled in my eyes, but I just nodded. I realized then that my daughter had taken a side, and it wasn't her mother's. The days passed slowly, but Lily's support gave me strength. We laughed together, cooked meals, and even fixed up the garden. It almost felt like we were building something new without her. It hurt to admit, but life without my wife didn't feel impossible. It just felt different. When the 15th day finally came, my wife returned home. She walked in expecting things to be normal, but instead she found distance. Lily didn't run to hug her. She barely looked at her. My wife asked, "Sweetheart, don't you miss me?" Lily shook her head and said, "You left us. Why should I?" The weight of those words hit my wife harder than anything I could have said. She turned to me for help, but I stayed silent. It wasn't my battle anymore. It was hers to face with her daughter. For once, she realized that her choices had consequences she couldn't undo with simple words. That night, she tried to explain herself to Lily, but our daughter wouldn't listen. She chose me, the one who stayed, the one who didn't walk away. In that moment, I knew something had shifted forever in our family. My wife had gone to help him heal, but she had broken something in her own home. And though I didn't say it out loud, I couldn't help but think, sometimes, when you walk out to save someone else, you lose the ones who truly needed you by your side. The next morning, she sat at the kitchen table with red, swollen eyes, waiting for Lily to come down for breakfast. But when our daughter walked in, she didn't even glance at her mother. Instead, she came straight to me, kissed my cheek, and said, "Good morning, Dad." The silence that followed was deafening. My wife broke down, sobbing, begging Lily to forgive her. But Lily just shook her head and whispered, "You left us for him. I'll never forget that." In that instant, I realized the truth. She hadn't just lost my trust. She had lost the bond with her own daughter. And no matter how many apologies she offered, some choices carve scars too deep to ever fully heal. Our marriage could be patched or broken, but the damage done to a child's heart was something she could never undo. Damage done to a child's heart was something she could never undo.